So hi, first proper vlog I guess on the van on Shenanigans. So a little bit of housekeeping to start with. First of all, the name Shenanigans. I waited I told you in the last video I was going to change the channel name to Shenanigans. I woke up a couple of days later, about 5:30 in the morning, had my phone in bed, decided to change the name on the channel. Didn't have my reading glasses on, didn't realize it did a spell check thing, and it changed it to Shenanigans, which is I guess where the name comes from. Not a problem, I thought to myself, I'll just get that changed again, go back onto Google to change it when I was a little bit more awake, and then realize that you actually have to keep that name for about 3 months before you can change it again. So at the moment it is Shenanigans, but I'm still going forward with Shenanigans. Right, that was number one. Number two, as we go through this series, this is definitely not a how-to video or a how-to series of videos. It's a how I did it series of videos. So what's happened so far? Not a lot by the looks of it, isn't it? So brought the van home. In truth, only just got it up the drive. Probably mismeasured a little bit like that, but with a little bit of maneuvering we can sort of cope. I've turned it around at the moment so it's facing back up the hill, or the back is at the back of the hill, so that it's less of a struggle to get in. We have we have taken the panels off, as you can see. The floor's still in at the moment. It will be coming out obviously because we're going to batten it and then insulate it, but for the moment it's going to stay because otherwise we've just got to store it somewhere. So the panels came out without too much bother. This bulkhead that was here where you are, that wasn't a bother except for 1 or 2 bolts. There must have been, I don't know, 40 odd bolts around the whole perimeter. Some were very hard to get to because they were actually bolted on the seat side, so you had to get into the cab, try to get your arm through the seat and undo those. They were quite difficult, but there was 1 or 2 bolts that were particularly stubborn. I turned the air blue because of those bad bolts, so I didn't film much of that. Panels came off with not much trouble. We have put in, as you can see, some sound deadening panels, and much duller sound too as compared to only slight problem. What I did do is I panelled that panel there, which is actually going to be a window, so that was a waste of time, money and energy. I have bought it's only just 1 roll of sheep's wool insulation. I've done up above the headlining in the cab and done a vapor barrier in there, so that's all done. I'm leaving that as it is, and then that's going to be a carpet surround there. This is being left at the moment. I need some more sound deadening panels, but we're actually hemorrhaging money at the moment. We are ordering a Truma heater, the Victron inverter charger, the electrics has got to be ordered. We've got an appointment to go and get an awning fitted and an electric step coming out the side door. Then we're doing gas flow insulation for that. So what I'm trying to do, apart from doing the insulation and the cladding and one thing and another, what I'm trying to do is put in all the services first, so gas, electric and water. Okay, the water is going to be underslung, so that's been arranged as well. So it's a matter of like everybody wanting their dough at the moment, but that's okay. We were expecting that, and we've got a budget for it. Bought a little bit of sheep's wool insulation, which has been popped into the places that are going to be difficult to get the Celotex in. Only done a bit, but I've done the front and I've done just the odd, there's the odd piece here and there and everywhere. just to use up the roll. That's going to be a combination of Celotex and the foam just to seal off the edges. Once that's done, we'll start the build. So I don't know whether you can see there's sort of lines on the floor. Okay, so let me come back here. We are now having the bed this way, because that allows us to have a 6-foot bed. In camper law, or for insurance purposes and for DVLA, has to be a 6-foot bed. There isn't 6 foot across, and I, especially with my hips, won't be able to just sleep curled up. Then along here was going to be the kitchen, along here is going to be, just here is going to be the shower room, and then just that side of that there's going to be a box that will house all the electrics. The electric batteries are going to go in this side. What I've done with the weight wise, batteries are going to be on this side of the vehicle. The fresh water tank is going to be on this side. So is the Truma heater, so is the gas flow. And my calculations, if they're right, will sort of even it out a bit. So bed, wardrobes, shower, kitchen, that's just going to be about it. On this side there's going to be a window, on this side there's going to be a window, and the 2 back doors are having windows. Nothing fancy. We already love it. We are in love with it already. I think, you know, to be honest with you, we could both quite happily blow up an airbed and just take a cooker and go away for a weekend. We'd be happy as pigs in poo. Work wise, I've been off for 9 weeks, as mentioned in the last video. I went back on the Monday. Tuesday I took the day off because I wanted to pick up the van, but I've been working every day since. So what that really means is that we haven't progressed that far, in all honesty. But what we are doing is we're taking the first 2 weeks off in July. Now the first week, the first few days of that holiday, Bronnie's going to be away in Ireland with her daughter, to go and see her daughter. She's taken her parents over to go and see their granddaughter. I'll be working on the van, continue working on the van, and have some of those appointments that we talked about sorted for that first 2 weeks. We are taking a couple of days up in Scotland to go and see El Devo, which at my age is the equivalent of a boy band. We're going to go and see that at Edinburgh Castle. Thoroughly looking forward to that. So we are going to get a couple of days away. Within August I will be in work, but we'll have some weekends, a couple of weekends off to work on it. September we're going to take some more time off. That'll be the end part of my holiday. Ironically, having been poorly, I haven't been using my holidays, so got stashes to use up, so we'll do that in September, and that will be leading us up to going to the motorhome and caravan show at the NEC in October. So what we're hoping is that all the structural work, even if it's only just carcasses, not necessarily doors, the shelving, not shelving, the overhead cabinets are going to go across there. All of that will be built, and hopefully then when it comes to fixtures or fittings, we should be able to pick those up at the October exhibition. So that's it so far. I am sorry it's taken so long, but unfortunately work wanted me to give them their pound of flesh. They do pay me at the end of the day, so I went in and I did that. October, problem is with October, yes, we are going to be up at the NEC for the Caravan Motorhome show. However, my second hip is due in October as well, so it's dependent on operations. I'm hoping it just works out. I'm genuinely hoping that. Luckily, that means my recovery period is going to be over the winter period. I won't feel that I'm losing out on not using the van. So all looking pretty good, all pretty good. So that's our update for the now. Remember to play nicely and share all your toys, and I will speak to you very, very soon.